Pollution Agency (EPA) is in charge of cleaning up uncontrolled hazardous waste sites, which are referred to as Superfund sites. Okay, air pollution. A major source of air pollution results from the burning of fossil fuels. Vehicle and factory emissions are common sources of this type of air pollution. The burning of fossil fuels contributes to the formation of smoke, a dense layer of particulate matter that hangs like a cloud over many major cities and industrial zones.
So, air pollution contributes to respiratory problems such as asthma, lung cancer, chronic bronchitis, and other lung ailments. Nitrogen and sulfur oxides in the air contribute to acid rain, which is a form of precipitation with a lower, more acidic pH than normal. Acid rain harms forest species that live in water bodies and degrades outdoor status, monuments, and buildings. The problem in the food chain is that once consumed, many of these pollutants collect and are stored within the animal's tissues. As animals are eaten by other animals along the food chain, these pollutants continue to collect and increase the concentration. The process is called bioaccumulation. Top-level predators such as bears and eagles, among many others, are particularly susceptible to the bioaccumulation of these types of air pollutants.
Here are some solutions for air pollution, and these are: reduce the number of trips you take in your car, reduce or eliminate fireplace and wood stove use, avoid using leaves, trash, and other materials, and avoid using gas-powered lawn and garden equipment.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about water pollution. A major source of water pollution is runoff from agricultural fields, industrial sites, or urban areas. Runoff disrupts the water body's natural balance. For example, agricultural runoff typically includes fertilizer or toxic chemicals. Fertilizer can use algal blooms and explosive growth of algae, choking out other plants and decreasing the amount of available oxygen necessary for the survival of other species. Raw sewage is another type of water pollutant.
Water pollution. When sewage gets into the drinking water supply, serious stomach and digestive issues may result, including the spread of diseases such as typhoid or dysentery. A third source of water pollution is the trash. Improperly disposed of items such as plastic bags, fishing lines, and other materials may accumulate in the water and lead to the premature death of animals that get started within the garbage. The food chain. Pollution disrupts the natural food chain as well. Pollutants such as lead and cadmium are eaten by animals. Later, these animals are consumed by fish and shellfish, and the food chain continues to be disrupted at higher levels.
First, keep out oils, fat, or grease from the sink. 2. Abstain from flushing contaminated liquids, pills, drugs, or medications down the drain. 3. Desist from using the toilet as bin. 4. Ensure minimal use of bleach or detergents. And 5. Reduce the use of herbicides, pesticides, or fertilizers.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about soil pollution. Soil can become polluted by industrial sources or the improper disposal of toxic chemical substances. A common source of soil pollution includes acetals, lead, PCB, and overuse of pesticides and herbicides.
Soil pollution causes a chain reaction. It alters soil's biodiversity, reduces soil organic matter, and soil's capacity to act as a filter. It also contaminates the water stored in the soil and groundwater, and causes an imbalance of soil nutrients. Among the most common soil pollutants are heavy metals, persistent organic pollutants, and emerging pollutants, like pharmaceutical and personal care products. Food chain. Polluted soil can release contaminants into the groundwater, which goes on to accumulate in plant tissue and then is passed to grazing animals, birds, and finally to the humans that eat plants and animals. Pollutants in soil, groundwater, and in the food chain can cause a variety of diseases and excess mortality in humans, from short-term acute effects such as intoxications or diarrhea to long-term chronic effects like cancer.
So for soil pollution, use proper management of agricultural land and the practice of organic farming. Second, proper solid waste treatment. Strictly control the pollution of new soil. Transfer treatment and remediation costs to polluting companies. And finally, embrace technological research and development.
I am going to talk about light pollution. Light pollution is referred to the contamination about great areas, for example cities, or the large amount of light produced by the urban. For example, Monterrey is a good example about light pollution, or very big cities, for example, Japan. Light pollution. Light pollution prevents citizens from seeing futures of the night sky. These also affect the migration of different animals and activities of nocturnal animals, for example, oils or different kinds of animals that we can see at night that are affected by this type of pollution. How light pollution affects the food chain? Light pollution affects species in the foundation of the food web more profoundly than those of the upper echelons. For example, insects, amphibians, and nocturnal animals experience decreases numbers. This will eventually have an effect on the entire food chain and the ecosystem of Pennsylvania.
So some solutions for the light pollution are: start with the light switch, check with your power company to see if you're paying the outdoor lighting. Consider replacing outdoor lights with smart design and low glare fixtures. Also, place motion sensors on essential outdoor lamps. And for last, replace conventional high energy bulbs with efficient outdoor CFLs and LED bulbs.
Noise pollution typically refers to human-made noises that are either very loud or very disruptive in manner.
Noise pollution. This type of pollution has been shown that the impact of the movement of sea mammals such as dolphins and whales have also been impacting the nesting success of birds. Food chain. When we start to add artificial unfamiliar noises to the natural soundscapes, it can alter the acoustic environment of those marine and terrestrial habitats. These can cause a range of problems. It can affect an animal's ability to hear or make it difficult for it to find food, locate mates, and avoid predators.
The first one, plant trees. The second one, turn off the electronic or reduce the volume. The third one, replacement of the automobiles with new ones. And the last one is declaring a no-horse zone, for example, in places like hospitals, schools, and resident areas.
¿Cómo se dice?
Predators.
Predators?
Predators.
Predators. Okay.
Predators.
Some of them are particularly no top level predators. Top level. Ya. Una. Top level predator. Hola.
Pinche ya no contigo, no quiero
Espérate, es que no se ve todo. Ah, no, sí, ya está.